If you thought escape rooms were overdone, this is the most insane escape room I've ever seen.
And Lewis, we've done some pretty crazy escape rooms. We've done escape rooms in VR.
Yep.
We've done escape rooms in Colorado.
We've done escape rooms in each other's houses.
Yeah.
So...
Are you going to elaborate on that one? Or?
Fast Forward Podcast. What is up, everybody? Thank you for listening and tuning in to episode 37. Last week was crazily 36. I think we're going to be a little bit more chill this time, but there's still some really interesting things.
Yeah, I would say chill, but you still want to pay full attention.
Yeah, like
especially to the 10-minute mark.
And stay with us.
Especially,
honestly, we got some really good stories this week. A couple stories that we wanted to get last week. We didn't have the time to, so it's crazy in tech, right? The world's going crazy before the end of the year.
Yeah, it's going crazy. So
let's jump right into it.
Let's just jump right into it. All right.
Welcome to the Fast Forward Podcast. I'm your co-host Lee,
and I'm your co-host Lewis, and welcome to the fastest growing Canadian tech podcast in the universe.
This week we're talking about huge changes to the world of manufactured meat, as well as Peloton's newest, the founder of Peloton's newest venture.
Interesting. And I'm going to be telling you about Shein and TikTok. So China is coming to the U.S. And then we're also going to be talking about an escape room in one of the strangest places and the last places you'll ever think of.
Really? Is it that mysterious?
It's pretty well, I mean,
if I had 100 guesses, could I guess where this escape room would be?
Well, I think it'd be the first one because you can see the titles.
But let's say I didn't see the titles. Is it that hard?
I would say it's pretty hard, yeah.
I think you need to pay attention for this one. Though.
I think you need to pay attention to this one because you can win $2,000 from this.
Seriously?
Yeah, you can win $2,000 in cash.
Well, if that ain't a reason to stay, I think you should stay.
Yeah. So, Lee, let's first talk about this, okay? So, Storm, let's hear this because you had a funny story about this here, Storm, right before we did this.
Yeah, I turned on YouTube the other day on my TV, and all of a sudden I was blasted with a sound. Usually YouTube just opens and minds its own business and doesn't catch my attention, but it hit me straight up like the TMX. What's the one that Disney? It was always before Disney movies.
THQ? No, that's a video game company. TMX, I think it is. Yeah, the one that has like that crazy sound.
Yeah, that I'm only used to hearing when I hear Netflix open, but YouTube, I guess, is creating its own sound.
That's like crazy to think. Because we've actually covered this sound a couple times, like the Netflix sound. How did they almost like became clouded by accident?
I think actually there was a company that was actually we did a story. They were like asking people to submit Wikipedia. Wikipedia wanted their own sound.
Yeah, that's right.
And then we did a whole story about Netflix and a couple other iconic sounds. But I haven't heard YouTube's yet.
Do you want to hear it live here?
Yes. If you guys send me the link, I can actually play it through.
Oh,
here.
yeah. Let's do it. Okay. So here play it again, Lee.
Yo, that's actually a really nice sound.
Yeah.
Here's why I like the sound. I mean, I don't want to get too down the rabbit hole here, but I feel like it covers a wide spectral range of the sound frequencies. You've got the low end at the beginning, and then it has this delightful, uplifting chime at the end.
Yeah, I
don't know.
it.
It doesn't feel like it has too much emotional direction. I don't know if that's a happy sound or a sad sound or like a entertainment sound. It's just like a sound, and it's very memorable. Like, I mean, Lewis, you just heard it a few times. Can you make the sound back to me?
That's kind of nice.
Yeah, I think YouTube did a good job on the sound.
Yeah, it's not like too invasive too. Like I don't feel like it's really in my face.
Yeah,
so I enjoy it. It's
out of 10. What would you guys give the sound?
I'm giving it a 9. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10.
I'm not I think it's great, but I'm gonna have to go with an 8.
An 8? Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you go lower than a 9?
Because it's just 9. It feels like I never give out 10s because 10's perfect.
Yeah.
9 to me is basically as
What's
close
the closest sound that's a 10 to you?
There's no such thing.
So what's the closest?
I don't know. There's
yeah, that one.
All right, moving on.
Wow, jeez, where would you shoot something like that anyway? Hopefully in an apartment, right?
Yeah, somewhere private where I can get away. Speaking of, the Airbnb co-founder Joe Gebbia,
I don't know,
is launching a company called Samara, a new venture that allows you to sell, or that lets you to purchase these pre-factory produced apartments so you can rent them in your backyard or use them for other purposes. Take a look at this website, Lewis. This is pretty sweet. I mean, I love the branding. I love the way that they kind of market this. At the bottom, there's some use cases. It says, mind your business, have your own kind of getaway.
I'm trying to find the website for it here.
Samara.com.
Okay, Samara.com.
And you know what?
Meet backyard.
Yeah, basically the idea is that people aren't leveraging the backyards like they could be, and you could put like these second small properties, they could be income properties or whatever else in your backyard. And they provide a number of really cool use cases. So like, one is just a place for you to like have your own, private space. One for you to work on artwork, maybe an actual home office. Maybe you can rent it out to somebody and that's an extra income stream. Or let's say one of your kids, is a teen mom or just doesn't want to leave the nest but has kids, needs their own private space. You could have a little like backyard apartment for, the new younger family.
Yeah.
So there's like a lot of, unique use cases. And I don't know if you know about this, Lewis, but actually here in Ontario, our premier, Doug Ford, I believe he's either recently done this or it's already done, but it's now allowing you to put a second property, like a backyard property, on your primary residence.
Okay.
And I don't think you require a permit or whatever previous permits that were required before. So it's going to allow people to turn their houses from one property to three. So you get a backyard property, and I think you also can turn your like basement, or you can basically turn any house into like a duplex pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. So before there was some
cool
work that went into this, but now this is like, this is only in California, I think.
And it's funny too, because like, obviously from anyone who's looking here, so obviously the first question is the price. How much does this thing cost?
So this is going to cost $250,000 if you pre-order, and they're saying that the actual cost is closer to $300,000.
So it says
all in.
Yeah, all in cost starting at $289,000.
But here's what it includes. It includes project management of getting it built, the permits and surveying, the site preparation, the foundation installation, the utility trenching and hookup, so like power, plumbing, etc. And then the obviously shipping and craning in of your shipping container, plus the stair and deck installation and touch up and final cleaning. So this is like a all-in-one like apartment in a box.
And for someone in California, I mean, if you think about how expensive California is to live in, this is around the size that would make sense, right? You could rent one of these out for probably like $2,000 a month, if not more, right? And it's someone, but like, it's funny. I wonder how this will scale across the entire world.
I think there's obviously a huge housing crisis across the planet, especially in North America, where it's so hard to build. And in cities like Silicon Valley, like San Francisco, Toronto, Vancouver, there's like huge issues with supply. If you could put these in all these people's houses and give them an income stream to live in this extremely expensive community, and then also add more supply to the real estate market, you solve a couple of problems at once. I think there's an interesting business here as well, where a financing group, I don't know if this is actually like, logistically possible.
Yeah.
But what if you had the money to go and buy these and put them in people's, some people don't have $300,000 cash.
Yeah.
Right. And maybe the banks aren't going to be financing these kind of deals because they're very weird. Right.
Yeah.
But what if you had the money to just go and put like 50, 100 of these in a huge market like Toronto or California, and place them in places where they'll get renters, and then split the profits with the owner of the property.
Yeah.
So it's like, we'll finance the build, we'll pay for it, and then you get 25% of the profits for the next 10 years or something like that. You know what I mean?
Or like how they can maybe just do like a loan or something, right? Because I assume you can only buy these in cash right now.
I assume there's no financing mentioned on here. So
because it would be pretty cool if you could just do like, it's almost like you're tacking on a mortgage or something, Yeah,
that'd be a good financing product.
So.
Because these people don't have to live there. It's all profit for them. So they can easily pay an extra payment for a new mortgage. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I think it would be cool to have one of these in my own backyard.
Yeah.
Do you know what's interesting is that Samara has actually been a name that's been floating around Joe's head for quite some time, because I was just looking Airbnb connected to Samara, and they actually released in like 2016 a design studio that builds on the new attitudes towards the trust that we've discovered through Airbnb. So the name's been a monkier, I guess, connected to his projects in the past, which is interesting. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
You know what's interesting too? That he's like obviously a co-founder, right, of Airbnb. So like this is like the perfect Airbnb company.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I'm surprised Airbnb isn't doing this and just being like, hey, we need more Airbnbs for our place. Like we'll finance, for you to become a host, and we'll like put these in these big centers.
Yeah.
And,
No kidding. Yeah.
They're very synergetic.
Yeah.
If you look at the Airbnb logo, it kind of looks like a Venn diagram. So maybe
does.
on one side of the Venn diagram is going to be Samara, and one side is going to be Airbnb here.
Yeah. Could you imagine something like that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I couldn't imagine though? Chicken not being real.
Or just eating meat that was made in a factory to begin with.
Yeah.
Recently, the
you
FDA
know a lot about that. Like Lee, you're one of the biggest people I know when it comes to this type of stuff.
Yeah, I've actually so the company Upside Foods, formerly known as Memphis Meats. I've been following them for like, I feel like it's been like 6 to 8 years somewhere in there now. It's been so long I can't even remember.
Memphis Meats. That's their names? Oh, they're now called Upside
Foods, formerly known as Memphis Meats. They just got FDA clearance just to be able to sell this. Basically, it's safe for human consumption.
Oh, nice.
It's a cell-based chicken. So it is going to be the first cultivated meat in the U.S. that people can safely consume.
So cell-based. So what? Can you explain what that means?
Okay, so I'm not a science whiz, but let me give you the high level of how this works. They basically take cells from actual living animals, and there definitely is a cruelty component to like how they extract the cells, and animals definitely die in the process of this. I mean, no different anyway than getting butchered. But anyway, they take the cells from these animals, and then they feed these like stem cells or something. They feed them like yeast, and then they grow them like in a fermenter.
So it's almost like they're cloning
the
chickens.
cells. Yeah, the cells.
Okay.
So they basically found a way, if they feed these cells, they'll keep duplicating and multiplying and growing. And the thing is, to keep the right temperature, and to provide the food that's required to make this meat grow, it's incredibly expensive. It's more expensive and less sustainable than it is just to farm people, like just to farm people, farm animals, to farm animals. But
I don't want to know your ass.
With the economies of scale, and with obviously further investment in R&D, this could end up being significantly more cost effective than eating a steak that's from a cow,
and potentially maybe more like less
it'd be
cruel.
Completely less cruel, because like once you have the cells, you're not really killing animals every single time you make a steak. It's growing in a lab in huge scale. The other interesting piece is that it's obviously going to be better for the environment as well, because cows are responsible for a fuck ton of methane gas and climate change. So I think this is really positive sign. I think it'd be awesome if on the pod we could try this. This is such a fast forward piece of content.
Is it American only, I assume?
Yeah, we'd have to go. You know? We need a sponsor to help us get and go try all these different companies making these.
So if I was a sponsor, Lee, where would I be able to hit you up just magically?
So if you're a sponsor, you could contact us at thefastforwardpod@gmail.com.
Oh, okay. And like I can hit you up on all socials too, and you'll probably reply there?
Yeah, send us a DM if you're a sponsor, and we'd be happy to talk to you about how we can promote your brand and help you reach new audiences.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Wow. Now that you bring it up that way, like crazy stuff there.
Yeah, McDonald's, if you want us to try things that look like chicken aren't actually chicken too, we'd be happy to do that on the pod here too.
And we'll make sure that we say they don't taste as good as the McDonald's chicken nuggets, right?
We will change our opinions for money.
We're ready to shill out.
Speaking of shilling out here, Lee, Peloton now has a new venture?
So it's not Peloton. It's actually the co-founder, CEO of Peloton. His name is John Foley, and he's back with another venture. Lewis, guess what this guy's doing? He did Peloton first. That was his first act. What is his second act?
A mirror, like the workout mirrors.
So that's actually an Australian female entrepreneur. I think they did that.
Yeah.
So he's back again. He's back again with his second act, and this time,
guess who's back? Foley's back.
Yeah, he's back, and he's selling rugs.
Rugs?
Yeah. And he's raised
RUGS.
Yeah, rugs. Like not rugs.io.
Like workout rugs, right? Like you roll on and you start doing your stretches?
No, just like literally a house rug. Not like a rug that has smart tech, not IoT, not, AI.
No smart tech. I was going to say, I thought it was going to be a collab. Like you just do a hard workout on the Peloton. You just want to slide on the floor and you're on a cool rug or something like that. But it's nothing like that.
Awesome.
And it's like
that.
checks your temperature.
But I see that he's the CTO. Like they have a CTO of this company.
Yeah, my understanding is, because I looked at their website, I saw what they were hiring for, because they didn't have any actual content on their website other than hiring. They're I think it's more of an e-com brand, right?
Okay.
So the reason they're looking for web developers and web app developers is they're trying to make the experience of ordering a rug really unique and high end. So it's custom rugs. So you're getting like exactly the size that you want and the company plans to sell 15 different styles of machine-made custom cut rugs in 5 colors each. So that's like 50 times 5 different options, plus obviously you get to pick the size.
Damn.
So I think they're trying to just grab a small segment of the market. And Lewis, could you guess like how much the market is for rugs money-wise? Like how big do you think this is?
Like 250 million.
What do you think, Storm?
$250 million and $1.
Okay.
Oh, damn it.
So he's closer. Storm's closer by $1. It's 18 billion this year, and it's set to be 25 billion by 2030. So if successful, Ernesta just needs to capture a very small fraction of the market. So they don't have to have some big ambitious goal like Peloton had to be profitable.
Yeah.
They can grab a small percentage of the market. They could be like kind of like that go-to suburban mom, brand,
Yeah.
Oh, I got my reg on Ernesta. I shop at Target. I drink Starbucks. Like part, if you can get in that package, crumble cookie, like just get in that, area, you're killing it. So I see what they're doing. I think it's funny. This guy went from like fitness tech to rugs. But I think, obviously him and his team, they didn't have a really super successful first swing at bat. So to bring all these, ex-executives from Peloton and come back with a second act, I'm looking forward to seeing what will happen here. What is your prediction, Lewis? Do you think Ernesta is going to be a hit, these custom rugs, or
Perhaps.
hard to know?
Yeah,
We're not rug experts.
Yeah.
I have a real question, bigger question here. What will be the bigger rug pull by the end of this, Peloton or the rug company?
Damn.
Wow. Wow.
But you're gonna probably have rugs in every room in your home.
Yeah,
with this company.
Absolutely, every single one.
The bathroom, the kitchen room.
You won't be able to escape
the living
it.
room.
You won't be able to escape the rugs.
The escape room.
Yeah. If you thought escape rooms were overdone, this is the most insane escape room I've ever seen.
And Lewis, we've done some pretty crazy escape rooms. We've done escape rooms in VR.
Yep.
We've done escape rooms in Colorado.
We've done escape rooms in each other's houses.
Yeah.
So,
Are you gonna elaborate on that one, or you guys just lock each other in rooms in your homes, or
Yeah,
what?
me and Lewis, it's a survival practice. Like he'll like chain me up and lock me up in his house, and then I have to try to escape, and he has like a machete, and he just chases me around.
Oh yeah, just typical guys being guys.
yeah, boys will be boys. All right.
I'm very curious, Lewis, because you're saying that this escape room is happening somewhere that no one could guess.
Yeah. No one's going to guess where this escape room is.
Take 3 guesses, Storm.
Lee's basement,
Okay.
Colorado,
Or VR.
or VR.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna guess no one would ever guess an escape room in McDonald's,
Okay.
an escape room in a bank,
Okay.
a real bank, or an escape room in a old mall.
Okay. No, I mean, those are probably some
My
interesting
final
choices
guess
here.
is a maze, a corn maze,
Oh,
an
well-
escape room within a maze.
The original escape room.
Well, it kind of looks like a maze.
Oh,
How about a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet? Ooh. There is a Google Sheet escape room. Ladies and gentlemen, this is, okay, listen to here, okay? In this game, you have to unwind the ex-CFO's embezzlement of $3 billion. But as you comb through the ex-CFO's spreadsheets, you uncover a plot far more sinister. Okay. Soon, you're trapped in a criminal mastermind elaborate game, a spreadsheet escape room with seemingly no way out.
So this is an escape room inside of a. This just looks like an audit.
That's how they're trying to escape the CRA.
They just framed it as an escape room in a spreadsheet, but we're trying to unwind embezzlement.
That's
an audit.
The ex CFO is like, you know what? The SEC came. How can we do it? It was like, $2,000 and you can win this. You just got to cook our books a little bit.
The CRA is actually just like outsourcing. Like everyone's actually getting a different spreadsheet, and they're all actually real businesses with the names switched out.
Yeah.
CRA is Canadian Revenue Agency for our American listeners, by the way.
Equivalent of the IRS.
IRS, that's what it is. So here's the thing, guys. This is obviously a cool little experiment, but I thought it was an interesting marketing campaign because obviously, it's behind a business from Coefficient, which is a tool that is used to automate your Google Sheets. So it's kind of like an interesting way to kind of get to the audience of doing this kind of stuff.
This is actually a really great example of just creating marketing experiences for customers rather than trying to just like tell them like, hey, we have XYZ product. Because now people are going to go through the spreadsheet, learn about the brand, and then maybe they'll look to, I'm looking at it right now. Like, what do they do? How much does it cost? And it looks kind of cool, actually, the product that they have.
It is pretty cool. I mean, I might try and go for that $2,000. I'm a freak in the sheets.
Dude, nice. Oh, man.
I mean, it sounds like all of our dreams, just getting lost in an Excel sheet and just getting lost in one, it brings me back to simpler times. Just figuring out formulas, and sounds like a fun time.
It sounds like a huge fun time. $2,000. Do you know what I can buy a lot with $2,000 here, Lean Storm?
What's that?
Shein.
Yeah, I could do a massive
haul.
Lewis, why don't you stop making coding videos and start doing Shein hauls videos?
Yeah, literally.
Might get even bigger.
Honestly, I think I could.
What I wear at work as a dev. Shein haul.
Shein haul. Yeah, this post is sponsored by Shein.
Is that how you pronounce it? Shein?
Shein, yes.
Shein.
How do you say it?
Shein.
Shen?
Yeah.
Shen.
Okay, it's better than saying shine, like it's like some Jewish name or something. Because some people do think it is a Jewish name. They'll say shine. Like R.L. Stein, but shine. Yeah. Anyway.
What is it?
What?
It's
Shein.
Shein.
Yeah.
That's how Shein. Lewis has it correct.
Okay.
Shein. Because it's Chinese, remember?
Shein.
That's what he said. Is Shein?
Yeah, Shein is Chinese.
So what's happening, Lewis? Like, what do you mean they're coming to the U.S.?
So Shein, well, she's in the U.S. right now. Listen here, guys. Shein is going to be setting up a distribution center in the U.S. So for all those people, for all you boyfriends who don't know shit, Shein is a Chinese store that is so famous amongst everyone in the world right now.
Women.
Yeah,
mostly.
women, right? Where you get extremely cheap clothes. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, you might get a top for $3.
Wow.
$3.
So really fast fashion.
Oh, yeah. It's like literally like the definition of like the worst in humanity. But anyway, Shein, $3 tops. That's why you get it. You get in China, they make it so cheap, but it takes 10 to 15 days to get to you. So you're waiting for these clothes for a while. But they are now setting up a distribution center in the United States. Interesting. So this is obviously going to make the shipping time much faster. However, analysts are wondering if this is going to raise the price of Shein, which, they're well known for their extremely cheap costs. So do you think that having this not data warehouse, I've been going too much, this warehouse is going to raise the prices a little bit?
I think the fulfillment is more expensive. So if you have it in America and you don't have robots packing the boxes and delivering it, you're paying human labor to fulfill the order. So you're receiving the order, figuring out where to send it, packing the box and sending it. So there has to be an increase in price.
Absolutely.
Labor is more expensive in America than it is in China. That being said, I don't think it'll be too expensive where it wouldn't make sense for the convenience, because being able to go on TikTok, see a haul, pick a product, order it right on TikTok, and it show up, even if it's 20% more.
Well, listen to this here, Lee and Storm, okay? Because this is unraveling, okay? China is coming for the United States' neck because TikTok is hiring for dozens of roles to help build U.S. fulfillment centers.
We covered this, didn't we?
No.
We talked about TikTok fulfillment centers, but not necessarily that.
In relation to this, yeah.
In relation that they're hiring and...
they're hiring roles based in Seattle.
Yeah.
AKA where Amazon is.
Yeah.
Oh, true. They're gunning for Amazon and Google at the same time.
Dude,
now.
these people are like the class bully, just like in the center of everyone, just kind of throwing a fit, like trying to pick fights with anyone that looks at them the weird way.
How is this Chinese social media company coming here and just bullying incumbents though? Like people like Facebook and,
they fail to innovate.
Yeah. But why? They have like thousands and thousands of people working there. You know what I mean?
At Meta.
All these companies. So Silicon Valley, they're getting thousands and thousands of people, all getting paid really well, have great benefits. And then these Chinese people are just like grinding and coming and stealing what's ours. And now that money's going to leave our economy.
That's the thing that's funny is that like the one kind of like almost disruption that you can do in the tech sector where like the only way you can beat freaking multi-billion-dollar companies is by being a small company that does things really fast. Think about how long it takes. I mean, we saw with the Twitter whole like ordeal, even if it crashes things or not, they're moving fast with their things being reduced at 80%.
Oh yeah, they went to startup mode.
Yeah, and so now.
But is TikTok that small? I feel like it's huge.
I don't think it's. I mean, they've clearly made it so that it's fast enough to iterate over products, and I think the way they do things. I think we covered this on the podcast one time. The way they do things is different. So they have like feature-based people working as a startup team within like the TikTok department. So like you'll have people working on the live stream apps or something, and they work as a startup, but it's all within one code base.
Yeah. I mean, this is crazy because so many people buy stuff off TikTok, and they're trying to cut out Shopify. They're trying to cut out Amazon. They're trying to just directly fulfill the orders, and then now TikTok's making retail money. Yeah. As a social media platform.
Can we talk about for a second how this freaking is a bit scary?
It is.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but this is a Chinese communist regime.
Yeah.
That has a company that's in our country that's, they're going to be able to influence elections, influence our culture, influence our buying decisions. At the end of the day, we're not always comfortable with anybody being able to influence those things, but at least when they're
United States owned, right? Like we can hold them accountable right?
Here.
Yeah. Very interestingly, there's a lot of stuff, right?
Well, without diving too deep into this, social media companies today, they have a monetary value on users. So Facebook has a price in their head that is like the value of every user. And that value is understood based off of the ad revenue that one user can generate. But now TikTok has got ad revenue, sure, but they've also got the retail piece. If they do this well and at scale, what is a user worth on social media? You might find yourself spending $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 for some people on products that you found and purchased through TikTok.
Yeah.
That's scary, powerful.
Yeah, they're grabbing you at every single part of the transaction.
Yeah, they own the pipeline.
Yeah.
And it means that they can, influence where that money is funneling. They can influence which creators are making that money. I mean, it's a lot of power. And I think did we talk about this earlier about how TikTok's coming for Google as well? Or was that on the Grow with Lee channel?
Okay, we did talk about it.
We did talk about it.
We actually did briefly talk about all these things. The new part, I guess, of this story is that they were reporting the numbers on all the tech companies that were laying people off. If you click the second link on the Notion there, you see Twitter's down 50% on workforce, Open Doors down, Meta down, Lyft down, Asana down. But TikTok is up and hiring a lot.
100%.
And they're doing like the land grab on all the people that are being laid off from these other companies. They're just scooping them up.
That sounds like a bad strategy. They're picking up the dead weight, right? Like, I mean, are they hiring period, or are they literally hiring people that got laid off from these companies?
Just says that they have been picking up, just in general, they're up 100%. But I think they are picking off a couple of people that are being let go.
Yeah.
Speaking of picking people off, another FTX scam, Lee.
This one's a weird one. So obviously you guys have heard about the biggest scam in crypto, FTX period.
Yep.
Mr. Samuel Bankman Friedman.
Yeah.
Just Samuel.
Yeah. Just Samuel. Fucking Samuel.
Well, fuck.
This guy obviously pulled off the biggest heist of all time, and he's now in trouble for it. But another secondary scam has kind of manifested in spite of all of what's happening. And basically what they did was they verified a Twitter account pretending to be SBF and then made a deepfake video of SBF offering to return victims their money back twice as much in cryptocurrency in a typical giveaway kind of scam fashion.
Oh my God, is this it right here on the screen?
Yeah, you can play it.
Like obviously on this, we're watching on the screen here.
Hello, everyone. As you know, our FTX exchange is going bankrupt. But I hasten to inform all users that you should not panic. As compensation for the loss, we have prepared a giveaway for you in which you can double your cryptocurrency. To do this, just go to the site.
Wow.
So it's a pretty good deepfake, but if you're in the crypto community and you fall for that, you're stupid.
Yeah.
You can tell, like, it's not moving with his lips. It sounds like AI.
Yeah, literally. But like, you know what I find with these deepfake videos, because that was so good deepfake. They should have made the audio quality and then added like a little mosaic filter over top to make it look like it was done on a bad quality Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
To make it.
That's why it was lagging. So ftxcompensation.com, is that website still up?
I don't know.
Because the screenshot and the article looks really good. Like,
Also,
it was like very well done.
I just want to say one thing too. The sex tape was fake.
I know. Wait, I know. Didn't want to sound too disappointed there.
I'm just gonna be real. I was disappointed. I wanted to see something at least. You know, like
Well,
I feel like we deserve something.
We see him in AI right now. So if you just want to, you know,
It's not the
have
same.
have him and Caroline doing AI generated sex, then you could make a lot of money right now.
Actually, you know what? Someone should have done that. Someone should have deep faked the two of them. Because like everyone's looking for it. I bet you a bunch of people would have fell for it.
I'm sure Caroline was already deep faking it.
Yeah, true.
Deeply faking it.
Sorry, Samuel.
How much money was lost during this thing?
Oh, billions. I don't know the exact figure.
So
I think you're still figuring it out, to be honest.
So what you're telling me is that FTX could have literally built a World Cup stadium out of this. Is that correct, Lee?
Dude, I don't even want to get into this World Cup stuff, Lewis.
Congratulations, everyone. The World Cup is happening this year. It happened just this weekend. Some interesting events have happened. However, I feel like the World Cup has always been very controversial due to the owners of FIFA, this somewhat corrupt countries that sometimes it goes into. But I feel like this year has been crazy with its scandals. But I'm going to say here that this is the most expensive World Cup by 1,000,000 times. Okay? Listen here, guys. Number 5, Germany. In 2006, they spent 5 billion bones. 5 billion bones to build this, okay? Germany, that's just a little that's a little whatever for Germany. They're good there. South Korea and Japan in 2002 was 7 billion bones, okay? Then in third, Russia, 12 billion. Damn. They're probably regretting that now. Actually, that was in 2018. This was after some sanctions. Damn, okay. Number 2 is Brazil with $15 billion. And I know you guys know the answer already, but number 1 is Qatar. This year, the 2022 World Cup has costed them $220 billion. That's 200 billion more than number 2.
Yeah, just a crazy amount of money.
What, like,
I saw a stat. I'm trying to pull it up right now. I saw this insane context that it's not just about how much they're spending in relation to these other countries. It's also how much they're spending in relation to their own country's
GDP.
Yeah. So like they're spending more than their annual GDP.
Yeah.
On this.
So they're getting crazy debt for this.
And they've built so much infrastructure, an insane amount, like to the point where, you know, I think they have like 7 or 8 stadiums, one of them staying. I think it's going to host 80,000 people, but apparently they only get like a few thousand people that come to the games on a normal day.
And they had to build like a whole subway, or not subway, but like a train
transit
station.
Yeah, dude, they did have to build like a transit system. And it's like, it's some of the most insane spending. And it's just like, how are they going to pay for all this? They're only expecting to make less than 20 billion back from the actual thing.
And do you know what's hilarious here too, Lee, is that what's the number one thing that I feel like you could easily sell to people at these World Cup games? Freaking booze. Yeah. But it is off the menu at the World Cup.
These people are trying to lose money.
Yeah, literally.
There are people that are good at losing money, SBF included, or Samuel. Qatar's even better at losing money. Why aren't you selling booze to the people that are there? They're only going to be here for like what, a week?
Yeah. Literally.
And then back home, like bars are opening early and serving beer like in the morning, so people can watch the World Cup like in North America.
Yeah.
So like
That-
it's
that's
almost
called
better
a-
to stay home and watch with beer.
There are bar and
That's called,
grills.
that's
in
called a
butt fuck
Wednesday.
nowhere.
I was gonna say that's called a Wednesday in the UK.
Literally.
Selling beer in the morning.
But they're going to be making more money than Qatar is.
Yeah.
Qatar is digging themselves a hole they might not ever get out of.
Yeah, I mean, the World Cup this year, lots of controversy behind it. Whatever your opinions are, let us know in the comments, because obviously we would love to hear some different opinions on it.
The guy running it said he would even be like, that's the head of the Qatar Commission, even said he would be down for it to be in North Korea in the future, like the World Cup. So
Wow.
interesting statement. There's a lot of
I
interesting
think that actually would be a good idea.
They wouldn't sell any food there.
Yeah. No booze, no food.
No ball.
Jeez.
No ball. Yeah. No, but I think that would be interesting, and mostly because I wonder if that would help, like, I don't know,
Yeah.
integrate our cultures a bit for their people, because they're all like, if that's a way in, it's a way in,
Yeah.
right? Sports, but I don't. Would North Korea ever host a FIFA?
I don't know.
World
That's nuts. That'd be too scary. But
Starting in net for Team USA, Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, you couldn't send the normal players there; it'd be too risky.
and everyone, it's like, sorry, the whole team it's like the whole United States team versus North Korea. It's just Kim Jong doing everything. He's
like
somehow he's going across all of them. They just
Have you ever
fall
seen
over.
Putin on ice playing hockey?
Yeah.
There's clips of him where the players just like
Are getting just dusted by
just get
Putin.
like he's just like killing them.
And he like shows up on like a horse too. You can't make this shit up, man.
Yeah, I've said it in the past with like the amount of money that goes into Olympic spend as well. It'd be cool if they had like one location that every 4 years it was just like the mecca where everybody just like travels to. I know the incentive here is for like tourism and like to represent your country on the national stage for being the big boys that are hosting here. But like how cool would it be if just like Greece had all the Olympic Stadium stuff like as the first traditional Olympics, and then they just maintained it and the money go into maintaining it, it'd be way cheaper. And then you just like Greece would like, I mean, have a great economy just because everyone wants to check out where the Olympics are, but they kind of already do to see where the Olympics started, right? So,
And they keep the stadiums usually, right? Sometimes they're wastelands after, but but
like in Calgary for the Olympics, they have some of those things are still functioning.
yeah. Speaking of still functioning too, guys, Twitter is still functioning.
It's not died.
It's not died.
People thought it was going to shut down.
Yeah, which was interesting. Is very interesting. So Lee, like, what's been going on? Like, welcome back to the Twitter Weekly podcast.
Yeah. So I mean,
what are we talking about this week?
we'll try to keep it short because obviously we're going to be talking about this every week for the next year.
Yeah.
From
Trump's back.
Trump's back. I don't know if he's tweeted anything.
No.
A long list of people are back, and
Yeah.
they're back.
Why would he ever tweet? You know, man spent so much money on True Social.
Yeah.
Like,
And do you see the
I'd be
tweet that
so
Elon
pissed.
Musk did, where Elon Musk posted these like memes about just how badly Donald Trump wants to tweet now that he can,
Yeah.
but he can't.
yeah.
It's a dude trying not to look at a naked woman, pretty much. Is
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
gist of the meme.
I
But
think, I think the meme is that he's trying not to spank the girl or something, or like,
Or enter her vagina.
yeah.
Right? Is that
And they put the Twitter logo over it.
yeah.
Lewis checked over his corner. We are recording during the day here, and people
Yeah.
are doing work in the background. But
yeah, but look, let's not beat around the bush. Like, that is what it is.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That is what it is.
I mean, you've seen the tweet if you're listening to this right now.
Nice.
It's
Beat around the
some
bush.
memes. Oh, jeez.
So let's talk a little bit about how the company's going. So one
Yeah.
thing that I did see was that and I haven't like been able to verify, because like Elon Musk has like taken, I guess, credit for it, but hasn't confirmed if this was something that was in the pipeline for a while. But I guess for a super long time there was a child pornography issue on Twitter.
it's all actually all around the internet right now.
Yes, of course, on all around the internet. And apparently, some advocates in this space are like giving Elon props and saying like they wouldn't actually share the hashtags because I guess that would be like making the issue worse.
Yeah.
But basically saying that it's been cleaned up significantly in like the first week that Elon's been that's been there. So that's, props to him. That's obviously a hugely important thing.
Absolutely.
And I mean,
Could you imagine arguing against that?
yeah. trying to set Lewis up for like an anti-Elon line. He's just like, absolutely, yep, that's good. So awesome, props to Elon's team there for looking after. I mean, that's super important, protect children. And
Yeah, absolutely.
one interesting comment he made on the note of children was somebody asked him about why he hasn't brought back Alex Jones.
yeah.
And he tweeted about a story that I've heard him mention before multiple times about how his firstborn son died in his arms. And obviously that was very, very traumatic for him because the child obviously died, I think, just after birth. And how he's like never gonna let anyone get away with exploiting children or the death of children for money.
Yeah.
So
And it's funny because like, I mean, I agree with him there. Like, I think Alex Jones should have 100% be banned, right? Like banned off everywhere off the internet if possible, obviously, because of all that bad things, right? But I think a lot of people also saw that as perhaps, almost like it's almost like a safe way of saying what his like value, like what he deems as kind of like being the end of free speech, I guess you could say, right? Which, I mean, I agree with him there. I agree that like the exploitation of children is bad, but that did bring up a little bit of controversy as well.
yeah,
I also heard that Elon was in a heterosexual relationship with a frog, and that's why he doesn't fuck with Alex Jones.
He was worried.
Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, I think the line needs to be like defined more clearly. I think he did say though that the court of law was like the American like law legal was like, and I think what Alex Jones did break some laws. Like Mans has to pay a bunch of.
He has to pay $1 billion. I think he was proven guilty.
Yeah. So I think in that instance, it does make sense actually. Like why he said that this guy did commit a really harsh crime, and the crime was basically built on his audience, like marketing these like lies to people about the victims of the shooting. So I think it's a good call.
I 100% agree. I mean, I think that's bad. Imagine that happening to you, right? And yeah, I mean, props to Elon for doing that. I mean,
what else is also happening is on Twitter, a couple other side notes, is that did we talk about this last week about how he sent everyone the ultimatum?
yeah.
So we've actually been able to see now the result, and they're down to like less than 2,000 workers out of this. Yeah. So a lot of people took the severance, which I thought that was a really good move by Elon to like basically say, hey, I'm running this company and I fired a bunch of people, and some of you guys don't like me, and you're clearly saying stuff on Twitter, and the culture's not good, and you don't want to be here even though you were kept. So I'm not going to make you stay at this company that you don't want to be at. So instead of quitting, which is what a lot of them were about to do, where they wouldn't get any money because they quit, he's like right away within a week, here's an opportunity to click here and you get to quit, but you get your severance as if you were laid off, and they get 50% more. So there's two reasons why I think this is a great idea. Number one, it's obviously going to hugely impact the company culture. The people that are there want to be there and are not like stuck. He gave an easy out to people to get out. But he also, for the business, he's helped the bottom line because he's letting people leave that would probably hold the company back in the long run anyway.
Absolutely.
So giving them 3 months severance is better for the business, but it's also, I think it is good for the people too, to give them an out.
If he paid that much money, $44 billion, right? The first thing you want to do is literally make it so that you're not burning so much money, like right off the get-go. And like you said, right? Like if he can get, like, I'm trying to think of the right term for this without offending people, but if you can get like the 10x engineers, say, right? I don't necessarily believe in this term, right? But like you have like the extremely like people that want to be there is going to put out the best work.
I guess that's something for you too, because you have such an audience of developers. You want to be careful you're not saying things that are.
Well, I mean, like a lot of the times people throw out the word 10x developer as kind of like a toxic trope that you have to do certain things in order to be considered a good developer, right? Which sometimes that contributes to like bad mental health issues, whatever.
Yep. Fair enough.
But in this case here, right, if you want to be there and you're doing good work, that's the type of person that you want. Like if you had 2,000 of those people versus like 10,000, like okay worker, which one's going to be the better output, right? Yeah. And that's where I think, and it's also cheaper too, right?
Significantly cheaper.
So I think that's where like the bottom line is. So obviously he's going to be losing money right from the get-go. I thought, speaking of which, I had this out on my newsletter the other day. I think it's interesting because Elon tweeted, I mean, he used the wrong term. He said code review, but it was basically a brainstorming session where he showed the infrastructure of how Twitter's going to work, because I think they're planning on re-engineering the thing to bring down the costs of their cloud computing significantly. For all the people who are listening right now,
it's very expensive.
Very expensive at scale. There's millions, almost the whole internet is run by Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, or Microsoft. They basically rent their servers for, and you just pay them what you cost. if you're a startup, this is very cheap because you don't want to have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on machines. But if you're a huge company like Netflix, who is processing terabytes of data per second, it gets really expensive fast. And Twitter was really expensive. They're looking to re-engineer it by removing microservices.
Yeah, but they're still going to be using the cloud services. They're not building their own data centers and stuff, right?
Yeah, they're going to be using it, different cloud services. Yeah. So with Elon, what he's saying is that he wants to remove a lot of microservices. And so what they've done is he's just been taking them down, like basically like when you unplug something and just see what turns off. That's what he's doing right now, basically.
To test and see what happens.
Yeah. So what ended up happening is that he obviously told one of his engineers to cut off one of the microservices, and it was the 2-factor authentication one. So a lot of people lost their service for a while. So it's funny how just aggressive that is.
Yeah, he just like doesn't want to, because like the thing is like to do the due diligence of verifying takes, like someone might be like, let me do a report, let me analyze all of our loopholes and whatever, and I'll come back to you in a month and confirm if this is possible. But he's just like, well, we can know in 5 minutes, just turn it off, and then like we'll disrupt a million people's lives for like a minute, but then we'll put it back on.
It's hilarious how that works, because I mean, just a quick technical background here. So Twitter's run on a bunch of microservices, which is good for developers, because if like, say I wanted to access Twitter's database, I can like use my own programming language without learning the Twitter database.
Yep.
Or
and plug into it.
Yeah. Like I can plug into it instead and make it. So this is really good. I can easily deploy it too. And also if like, let's say I made 2-factor authentication and it goes down, well, you can still use Twitter. You just don't have the 2-factor authentication. But the issue is that I think Elon tweeted that there's like 1,200 microservices that were just kind of like hanging around. 1,200. So like,
wait, seriously?
Yeah. So
holy cow.
And so because of this, a lot of people are he was saying like, we need to remove this, but this is where this is the trade-off. Microservices are like hell on earth to get, like to migrate off. It's like kind of like how Amazon and now that like vendor lock you in. So interesting way of doing it.
Yeah.
That's what you mean when it's usually the engineers come back. You know, if we do this 12-month migration plan, we'll get you off. But meanwhile, it's like, nope. Yep, that's the freaking toaster.
Fastest way to figure it out, right? Yeah. And I think what we're seeing is Elon Musk is running Twitter like a startup.
Yeah.
And I think he needs to, if he wants to, like taking over a big bloated company, you're not going to see 2x, 3x returns in a couple of years. So Elon bought this thing, but if you think about how he, when he got into Tesla, he wasn't like an original founder. He is a founder, technically speaking. But he came in and they had like a half-built a prototype and an idea, but he ran it as a startup. SpaceX, obviously his own startup. Neuralink, boring company, et cetera, et cetera. So the idea of him buying this like very well established, 7,200, maybe up to 10,000 with contractors person establishment and being like, oh, I need to steer this ship, it would have taken so long. Yeah. So he had to cut the fat for the bottom line, but also to move forward. And I know what you mean. Like, I don't think there's like really that many 10x, like 10 times more efficient, better engineers. But I saw someone say some people live to work. Yeah. And some people work to live. And I think when you're at a big company that's moving and, they need big size of, employees, a head count, people that work to live makes sense. Yeah. But when you're doing a startup, you need an edge. You got to be beating these big companies. You need people that live to work. They love working. They're passionate. The things I'm seeing about engineers saying that are working at Twitter, they're excited about what they're doing, and they're obviously passionate about making a great product. So I think he wanted to focus in more on those. And
although it is sad that like a lot of like very talented people got laid off, their talents will not go to waste either, because they'll find another great job and perhaps maybe even better like somewhere that maybe they agree with the cause more.
A better mission.
TikTok.
Yeah,
TikTok. Like TikTok, yeah.
It's actually I actually had a thought about this, and we've talked about this on previous, before we go to the snips here. We've talked about this on previous podcasts about how companies are way too big. Yeah. And I still think so, regardless of the SBF thing, because that guy's he is a bit of a scammer. He didn't make his company big for a totally different reason. He was trying to keep some secrets hidden. But companies are obviously way too big. And it actually hurts innovation, because these companies get so big and they print so much money, but then they just let their headcount absorb all their profits. Because it's like, if we make all this money, we can hire all these people, even if they don't need to.
Yeah.
But what ends up happening is that those great talented folks are making ridiculous money, like absolutely insane money at this company that's printing money. And they're just like tweaking icons. You know what I mean? Like they're not doing anything meaningful. And what this does is it means that new startups that don't have the capital and don't have the money printer, they don't have the talent that they need to compete at the world stage. So when you have leaner, big companies, like if Google, Facebook, Microsoft, etc., we're all half the size. All this talent would be available for startups, and they could afford it. They can't afford it today, but they could afford it. Great talent, and then it would lead to new innovation that maybe dethrones these big guys. And that's actually probably why the reason they hire so many people is not just for innovation, but to stop these great folks from working at other places.
And
Apple does all the time.
It's also like too. It's like they almost like in a way, sort of. They kind of work as different businesses within these big companies. Like they want a team of engineers, designers, whatever, to work on the next big thing at Microsoft or the next big thing. And because the way software works, things like fail all the time. It fails within the company as well. But at the same time, they still have the money to be able to keep them on. Plus, these companies are like public companies. You know, they have shareholders that need their money back. They need their return on investment. Versus these startups who are literally saying like 1,000x or I die, right? And
and you know what? I think my closing statement on this would be it's the incentive. So at startups, the founder has every incentive to hire the right people. Like even at Tomorrow Inc, we have a very small team. Like when we hire people, it's very, very like methodical.
Yeah.
When you get to big public organizations like the government or even private organizations, it's no longer the founders. Sometimes the founders are gone. Sometimes it's a board of directors. It's a C-suite of executives. But the C-suite doesn't hire anybody. The C-suite just has direct reports. And the direct reports are managers. And managers have no incentive. They want, I need more money this budget than last budget. Last budget you gave me 20 million. I need 25 million.
I need to increase my quota by 12%, whatever it might be.
And then if they don't need to spend the money, they'll spend it anyway so that they don't lose it next year. And how they spend it is mostly through human resources. So their teams keep growing and growing and growing. And then you throw in the vanity of being, oh, I manage 2,200 people, or I manage 500 people. For them, they don't get to brag to their friends about, you know, how efficient their revenue to employee ratio is. They get to say, I manage an awesomely huge team, and they're the managerial class, right? They don't have the capital incentive, and they don't have any reason to not be frugal. So this has led to a lot of bloating. We've seen it in government. It's funny that we're seeing it in tech companies, but
it's happened. It's kind of like the natural progression of corporations, right?
All of them.
Like you eventually just have too much money to lose. So what you have to do is you keep growing and to make sure that's a safer investment, or you snip.
Yep. Snip, snip.
Snip, snip.
Let's hear it, Storm. What's going on?
You can stay in DJ Khaled's shoe closet for $11 a night.
I don't think you could pay me $100 to go there.
I would do
it. You can pay you $100 to go.
Wait. In his house?
In DJ Khaled's shoe closet. He's listing it on Airbnb. It's a promotion that they're doing between the two of them. It's a 2-night maximum stay, $11 a night. And when you leave, he's going to hook you up with a pair of shoes.
Wait,
I'm booking it right now. When can I do it?
You can start booking on November 29th.
Here's the thing, though.
The clout, the networking opportunity. This is an amazing deal.
I couldn't handle DJ Khaled like talking the entire time. Me and Sid get to the Airbnb, like, all right, babe, let's go to sleep. And then DJ Khaled is like going on some fucking tangent. I don't know if I could do it, you know, like that's tough.
So like they're like, this is literally a real thing. Like booking opens on the 29th.
Wait, you're shit. So like this is actually real. This is not fake.
He has a beautiful shoe closet and you get to sleep in it. He's set up a bed in there. I don't know if you guys saw.
He's gonna trust people with those shoes.
Yeah.
Like
I'm also looking at it right now. Sorry, I never knew his shoe closet was an actual room. I thought it was just like literally like maybe a walk-in closet.
Here's the thing. That's I would pay in a normal Airbnb situation, regardless of the celebrity status. That's $100 room to stay in, easily.
Yeah,
wow.
And I mean, I don't know if you'll be sharing a pillow with his shoes, but I don't know if you guys saw recently. He showed up to a Miami Heat game. He put a pillow on the floor. I just sent it to our group chat there, and he put his shoes
on the screen here, guys.
He put it on his shoes on the pillow. So I don't know if his feet are going to be resting beside your head while you're sleeping.
Wow, he's
there.
taking good care of those shoes, eh?
But I have a theory for falling asleep in DJ Khaled's shoe closet. So what you do is You relax, you know, snuggled up to his shoes. Close your eyes. You start counting sheep. So, you know, one goes over, and then when the second one comes, you go, another one. And the third one comes and you go, another one, as you drift away. So I think that's the best way to fall asleep.
And then when you wake up, we the best music, you know, just as your alarm clock.
I'm in. I'm waiting till the day that I can book this, and I'm going to try to book this room. Because you know what? If you could just even book this room, you could even just like hook that up to a friend or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we were even talking about, so I was talking about with friends, it's like $11 a night. You get like, you know, it's like $4,000 to live in Miami with DJ Khaled. Like, of course I'm going to do that. But it looks like it's going to only be for 2 nights. So you might be tough to get it. The nights are December 5th and 6th. So I think there'll be a lot of people trying to sleep in DJ Khaled's closet. Number 2 on the snips, we have the largest AI tool directory. I just thought this was a fun place to check it out. Some tools that we already know about. Maybe you
I'm
guys
looking
can
at it right now. Yeah.
pick out your favorites or ones that you haven't heard of before that you think are cool. But it's called Futurepedia, and I'll link it in the show notes. But what do you guys see on the
This is
directory?
awesome. So for anyone that needs to wants to use AI tools for things like audio, marketing, text, design, video, search engine optimization, like sales, like there's like countless categories here, and each category has like a dozen or so tools. And I mean, a bunch of these are free, and it'd even tell you right there if it's free or not. You can probably filter that as well. This is it'd be a very handy tool. People should bookmark this. Futurepedia.io.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and there's some that we've even talked about on the podcast, like
Dolly.
Dolly, of course, Podcast AI, where we listened to, was it Steve Jobs and Joe Rogan?
Oh, yeah.
So they have that in there. They have some fun tools in there. So check it out for sure.
Thank you.
Christmas is right around the corner, guys. We're heading into December soon, believe it or not. Not too soon, though, because, of course, we got Lewis's birthday, November 26th. Fans, make sure to
book that in your calendar, ladies and gents.
To book it in your calendar. And you can come sleep in Lewis's shoe closet for
only $10.
Ooh,
Yep.
okay. All right, yeah. But with Christmas right around the corner, we've talked about it before. Amazon drones are coming. How soon are they coming? Might be in time for Christmas.
Wow.
Delivery drones, they're looking potentially at the end of this year to be delivering some packages.
This year. Awesome.
Essentially.
Do you want to read your joke there, Storm?
Yeah, I can't take credit for the joke, but
Okay.
I read it in a newsletter somewhere about where they will drop packages from 12 feet high, or what Canada Post calls standard delivery.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, that's, I mean,
good slam.
Amazon drones. I mean, we've talked about that a million times, I feel. So, but
It's nice to
interesting.
finally see. You know what? I'm looking forward to the day. You know what? We'll post it on the social media, so you can follow us at Fast Forward Pod.
Yep.
Yeah.
On all
That's right.
social media.
Yep.
And if you follow us, the day that we get our first package via drone, we'll make sure to make a post about it. So that's a good reason to go follow us. There's already some spectacular content on there.
And maybe comment down below, and we might be able to send a drone out to you and drop a package off.
A big package.
Doesn't sound ominous at all.
What's next?
Next up, our girl, Elizabeth Holmes, sentenced to 11 years in prison. I know, Lee, you know the story quite well.
Yeah, what? That's
I still haven't watched it on Disney Plus. It's in my list. I really want to watch it.
It's very good.
I need to watch it.
It's
but
very good.
I thought, yeah, that's cool. I never knew she was not
In jail yet?
Yeah, I thought this was all done and gone, but I guess now it is.
She actually hooked up with this new guy, and they had a
Okay.
baby.
Oh.
And she's actually got a newborn baby, and she's going to jail. And
That's
some
sad.
people think that part of the reason why she chose to get pregnant, even though she was in the middle of like the trial and she was already, there's complaints against her, is so that she would get a better
Like sway the jury.
sway the jury
Yeah.
and get a lower sentence. But you know what? They didn't give her one. 11 years is like a pretty stiff sentence.
Yeah.
So, maybe it could have been worse, 15 plus, but she did what she did, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
So that baby's not going to see daylight until they're 12 years old? That's crazy.
The baby's
Could you
with the
imagine
dad.
a little Stewie Griffin just like there, like it's like holding his cup outside the jail cell.
She uses him for an elaborate escape because he can slip through the bars.
Feel bad for the kid, honestly. Like
Yeah.
having your mom being this fucking crazy
Being
evil
used.
person.
Being used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad.
Number 5.
Hey, Storm,
Yeah.
pay me.
Pay me. I'll pay you through LinkTree.
Okay, thank you.
LinkTree actually launched a paywall feature that lets creators charge up to $150 for access to individual pieces of content on their page.
I wonder what this is in response to.
I don't know who they could be.
So will the premium content be like video content they could host through LinkTree, or they have to put that on a different platform?
Maybe on a different platform that you get access through it. I'm not entirely sure.
So it's just basically
Guess
like
there's a-
it's paywall protected links.
Yeah.
This is awesome. It's so smart for them to do this.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, from a technological speaking, like LinkTree is a very easy company to recreate, so they have to find ways to innovate constantly, right? So I thought this is pretty cool.
LinkTree is making moves because this past July, they also partnered with TikTok to allow TikTokers to create a selection of their videos on their LinkTree page, almost like a sizzle reel. So that like LinkTree's out here making moves.
I mean, they have to.
Yeah.
Like Lewis said, it's very easy to
Recreate.
So they need they need the brand of LinkTree to be at the forefront of innovation.
Yeah.
Of course.
Can I show you guys something real quick?
Yeah.
We'll add on to the snips.
Yeah.
The best rapper of all time.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Best rapper. So rapper Eminem, hip hop artist Kanye, hitmaker Drake.
So all that's
And
wrong.
just so that the listeners are clear too, Lee loves everybody. Even though he appreciates Kanye's, like he made.
Oh, thank you.
He made 808s and heartbreaks. He's like, it's Kanye. Like,
Yeah, well, I hate to say, guys, but all of that is actually wrong. Meek Mill is not even considered human.
He's the greatest of all time. Is what you're
Meek
trying to
Mill
say?
is the greatest of all time. No, I'm just joking here, guys. But I wanted to bring this to your attention because Meek Mill is not a real person.
What do you mean? He's a real. He's totally a real person.
Look at this behavior this man does.
Okay.
And you tell me if this is normal, okay?
All right, let's see.
So, first one is him doing this flip here. That's
Wait, what? Meek Mill can do a flip?
yeah,
off a
but like
trampoline?
first of all, look at how awkward this guy just kind of runs to like
Yeah, that's not normal running.
he runs like a fat person.
But he's not.
Yeah, I know. Like, why does he look like he's running in slow motion at the same time?
Yeah, and it's obviously not slow mo because everyone else is regular speed. Okay, what else you got?
Okay. No real person is eating this shit. So he tried to flex on this. Since we on quarantine, yeah, my hand brazy, lol.
Wait, what is that?
It's it's the nastiest looking shit ever.
Yo,
it's like noodles with cheese and like Cheeto dust over top of it. This dude's flexing this shit.
Dude,
Look at the comment with his knees in the front.
Oh yeah, and this is the next one right here. This is an iconic picture.
Yeah.
So
he put French fries on it. Was he trying to create like a little like temptation path to his crotch?
what is going on here? So look at this here. He is sitting at the poolside with wearing swim shorts and he has fries on his lap, but there's no caption or nothing. So no real person is diving in the water like this. Okay. Here's Meek Mill diving in the water. Okay. Like, I'm sorry, but what, dude, why is this guy weird in water?
I don't know.
First day, here he is like practicing skiing.
Why?
He did like a boomerang where he's like, so for the people listening on audio, Meek Mill is it's like a clip of Meek Mill's Instagram story where he did a boomerang where he's the captions first take trying to ski and he's like
doing a ski motion.
He's doing a ski motion in what looks like his living room.
Check it out on YouTube.
I mean, for this whole segment, you want to be on YouTube for this one.
And I don't know why I wanted to bring this up here, guys, but I thought maybe sometimes we don't feel human. And so I want to let you guys know that you are human.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Lil Wayne shouldn't have been the one that released the "I Am Not a Human Being" projects.
Yeah. Should have been
Meek
him.
Mill.
Yeah. So next time you guys are by the poolside, don't forget to put some fries on your lap. And
Well, I mean, like to be successful in the music industry, you need the keys to success. We have our first original meme here that I actually built after making a joke earlier this episode.
oh my God, this is a custom meme.
Wait, you made this meme during the show?
I did, yeah.
Oh,
This is a
shit.
custom meme.
Custom meme.
Damn.
So we haven't done any originals. So it's DJ Khaled sleeping, and his caption says, "The key to more success is to have a lot of pillows." I'm going to change it to say pillow slides, as in the shoes, and show him sleeping on pillow slides while counting sheep, saying, "Another one, another one."
That's
So-
hilarious.
Can we also talk about too, like, so for all the people who's, it's one of Snapchat's, or it's one of DJ Khaled's Snapchat stories where he takes a picture of himself sleeping on a pillow, and it says, "The key to more success is to have a lot of pillows." I just find it funny to think that like you walk in and watch DJ Khaled as a fly in a wall, and him like taking a picture of him sleeping, and then like, no.
Trying to get it right.
Yeah.
Trying to get the selfie right. That's
like,
weird. He's a weird guy.
That's something like I can't imagine walking into a homie doing. You know what I mean? Like that's a little over the line to me. I don't know how I could react if like I walked in the room and you're like trying to like take a picture
Of
like
myself
for
sleeping.
Yeah, like maybe for a YouTube thumbnail, whatever. But like for a Snapchat,
It's weird.
it's weird.
It's creepy, kind of even. But it's a good meme and a good
It's
way
a
to wrap
great
up the
meme.
show. So
And it's a custom meme. I need some custom memes.
yeah.
And if you want to see this meme, where can you find out to do that, Lee?
You can follow us at the Fast Forward Podcast or the Fast Forward Pod.
Fast Forward Pod.
Fast Forward
I
Pod
think.
at Fast Forward Pod on all social medias: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Our channel's got all of our clips are on our main channel now. Check it out there.
And if you want to listen to our full length, you can also see us on YouTube as well. If you also want to listen to us in just audio form, you can do that anywhere you listen to podcasts, including Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify. Make sure you give us a 5-star. That will really help us out. You know, we put a lot of effort into this every single week, so we would love to see your support. Anything else that you want to say, Lee?
If you're still here, share this episode with somebody that you know. Ask them if they want to listen to a cool pod, or you can even show them last week's episode, which was actually our producer Storm's favorite episode.
Yeah.
So
was.
you know that might be a good example to get them on the fast forward train.
This one was my least favorite.
Damn, we'll try
No,
again next week.
It was fun.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Have a good
listening.
one, guys.